Tales of the Hidden Kingdom. Tales of the Hidden Kingdom, the mask maker. There was once a mask maker so skilled that his creations could weep real tears and laugh real laughs. One day, he decided to play a game. He carved a mask of a terrified beggar. It was a masterpiece of twisted wood, painted with the grey of despair. He put the mask on his own face. He walked into the village. He begged. He cried. He trembled. He played the role so perfectly that the villagers threw stones at him. He felt the sting of the stones. He felt the hunger in his belly. He forgot he was the mask maker. He believed he was the beggar. He fell into a ditch, sobbing, "Why has God forsaken me?" A child passed by the ditch. She saw the string tied behind the beggar's head. She reached down and tugged it. The mask fell off. The mask maker touched his own face. He felt the smooth skin, the calmness, the strength. He looked at the terrifying wooden face lying in the mud and started to laugh. He realized that the hunger and the fear had been part of the artistry. He had enjoyed the tragedy so much that he had frightened himself. Moral: you are not the character suffering in the play. You are the actor enjoying the intensity of the performance. The fish in the phantom net. A school of silver fish lived in a crystal-clear river. One day, a fisherman threw a net into the water. But this fisherman was old, and his net was full of enormous holes big enough for a whale to swim through. The net landed on the fish. The lead fish screamed, "We are caught. The lines are around us. Don't move or the mesh will cut you." The entire school froze. They hovered in the water, terrified, trembling, surrounded by the wide-open ropes. They could have swum out at any moment. The exit was inches away, but because they believed they were trapped, they were trapped. They began to suffocate from their own fear. One small fish, distracted by a passing fly, forgot to be afraid. He darted forward to catch the fly, swimming right through the giant hole in the net. He looked back at his brothers, who were weeping in a prison made of nothing but space. "Brothers," he shouted, "the trap is only in your mind. Just swim." Moral: the prison door is locked on the inside. Push it open. The merchant and the zero. A wealthy merchant was counting his gold in his ledger. He wrote down the sum, 1,000,000. He looked at the number and frowned. "I like the one," he said. "It is straight, solid, and real. But these zeros, they are just empty circles. They are nothing. Why should I fill my book with nothingness?" So he took his eraser and rubbed out the 6 zeros. He was left with 1. "There," he said. "Now it is pure. Now it is solid." But then he looked at his vault and realized his wealth had vanished. The millions had turned into a single coin. He wept until a sage walked by. "You fool," said the sage. "You despise the void because it looks empty, but it is the void that gives power to the number. Without the emptiness behind it, the solid thing has no value." Moral: do not fear the void, shunya. It is the multiplier that turns the finite into the infinite. The echo and the shout. A great canyon lived in total silence. One day a voice roared from the cliff edge, "I am." A second later the canyon replied, "I am." The echo was enchanted with itself. "Listen to me," the echo said. "I am a beautiful sound. I have a shape. I have a duration. I am a real thing." The echo began to believe it had created itself. It forgot about the shout. It thought it was an independent song singing in the rocks. But then the shout stopped, and instantly the echo died. A moment of silence passed. Then the shout roared again, "Who is listening?" And the echo returned, "Who is listening?" In that moment, the canyon realized the truth. "I am not the sound," the canyon thought. "I am the space that allows the sound to happen, and the sound is just my own voice coming back to me." Moral: the world is not separate from you. It is the echo of your own awareness bouncing off the void. Archer and the wind. A master archer stood in a field during a gale. He aimed at a target 100 yards away. The wind was howling, bending the trees, tearing the leaves. A novice watched him and laughed. "You cannot hit the bulls in this storm," the novice said. "The wind is the master of the arrow. It will push your shot off course." The archer did not lower his bow. He closed his eyes. He did not fight the wind, he became the wind. He felt the currents of the air as if they were his own muscles. He aligned his will not with the target, but with the storm. He released the arrow. The arrow did not fly straight. It curved, it danced with the wind. It rode the gale like a surfer riding a wave. To the novice, it looked like magic. To the archer, it was simply physics. The arrow curved around a tree and struck the dead center of the target. How? Asked the novice. I did not shoot into the wind, said the archer. I realized that I am the wind. Why would I blow my own arrow off course? Moral: when you realize the forces of nature are your own Shakti, the obstacles become the vehicle. IV.